Pat Tillman, from football star to American hero. Early life and background. Patrick Daniel Tillman was born on November 6, 1976, in Fremont, California, to Mary and Patrick Tillman Sr. He grew up in a family that valued education, hard work, and the importance of sports. Pat was the youngest of three brothers, and his upbringing was filled with sports, particularly football, which would become a major part of his identity. From an early age, Tillman showed promise not only as a football player, but also as a scholar and an individual committed to excellence. Raised in a middle-class neighborhood, Tillman developed a deep sense of independence and personal responsibility. His parents, who encouraged intellectual curiosity, stressed the importance of balancing both academics and athletics. This well-rounded approach allowed Tillman to excel in both areas throughout his life. Tillman attended Leland High School in San Jose, California, where he was a standout athlete in both football and baseball. On the field, he was known for his intensity, discipline, and leadership. He was a talented linebacker and quarterback, and quickly earned the respect of his coaches and teammates. His competitive spirit was matched by his academic dedication, and he graduated with high honors. Despite his success in high school sports, Tillman was not widely regarded as a top-tier recruit for college football. He lacked the flashy highlight reel that many other top prospects had, which led some to underestimate him. However, his work ethic and determination were evident, and he was accepted into Arizona State University on a football scholarship. College football career. At Arizona State University, ASU, Pat Tillman played as a linebacker for the Sun Devils from 1994 to 1997. Throughout his college career, Tillman was known for his relentless work ethic, focus, and competitive nature. He was not the fastest or most physically imposing player, but his instincts, intelligence, and desire to succeed made him a standout player. His relentless style of play earned him respect from coaches and teammates, and by his junior year, Tillman had solidified himself as one of the top defensive players in the nation. In his senior year at ASU, Tillman was named the team captain and led the Sun Devils defense with a level of intensity and determination that was unmatched. He was a key player in helping the Sun Devils earn a spot in the Rose Bowl, and his leadership was instrumental to the team's success. His college career culminated with him earning all Pac-10 honors and being named a team MVP. Despite his strong performances, Tillman was not selected in the first few rounds of the NFL draft. However, his hard work and discipline paid off when he was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals in the 1998 NFL draft in the 7th round. Tillman's NFL career was not a smooth path, but his dedication to the game, commitment to the team, and love for the sport made him a key player for the Cardinals. NFL career. Rise to prominence. Pat Tillman played for the Arizona Cardinals from 1998 to 2001. Over his 4 seasons in the NFL, Tillman became known for his toughness, intelligence, and leadership on the field. While he may not have been the most physically gifted player, his mental toughness, work ethic, and attention to detail made him a consistent contributor to the team's defense. He played both strong safety and linebacker, proving to be a versatile player who could contribute in multiple ways. In 2000, Tillman had one of his best seasons, finishing with 155 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 interception. His ability to read the game and make crucial tackles earned him the admiration of his coaches, teammates, and even opposing players. He was often referred to as a throwback player, meaning he had the characteristics of a bygone era of football when toughness, grit, and dedication were paramount. Despite his success in the NFL, Tillman was growing increasingly disillusioned with the game. He had seen firsthand the wealth, fame, and commercialism that accompanied professional football, and it didn't sit well with him. Tillman was never motivated by money or fame. Instead, he was driven by a desire to contribute to something greater than himself. This internal conflict would ultimately lead him to make the bold decision to leave his promising NFL career behind and enlist in the U.S. Army. Pat Tillman enlists in the U.S. Army. The decision for Pat Tillman to leave the NFL and join the Army was not one he made lightly. His decision was heavily influenced by the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, which shocked the world and led the United States into the War on Terror. Tillman, like many Americans, was deeply affected by the tragedy. As he watched the devastation and the heroism displayed by the first responders and military personnel, he felt a sense of duty that he could not ignore. In 2002, after much consideration, Tillman decided to forego the millions of dollars he could have earned in the NFL and enlisted in the U.S. Army Rangers. He was inspired by the actions of those serving overseas and wanted to do his part. His decision was met with both admiration and confusion, as many could not understand why someone with such a successful and promising career would walk away from it all. Tillman's enlistment was an incredibly personal decision, and it reflected his deep sense of duty and selflessness. He was quoted as saying, "I think I can make a difference in a more meaningful way through serving my country." His decision was also influenced by the fact that his younger brother, Kevin Tillman, had also enlisted in the Army, and the two brothers would serve together in the same unit. Training and deployment to Iraq. After enlisting in the Army, Pat Tillman went through basic training and advanced individual training at Fort Benning, Georgia. He completed his training with the U.S. Army Rangers and was deployed to Iraq in 2003. His time in the Army was marked by an intense focus on leadership and mission accomplishment. Tillman became known for his dedication to his fellow soldiers and his no-nonsense attitude toward training and preparation. Tillman's deployment to Iraq was not without its challenges. He faced the harsh realities of combat, including long periods of isolation, high-stress environments, and the threat of death around every corner. However, Tillman remained committed to his mission and to his brothers in arms. He quickly earned the respect of his fellow soldiers, not only because of his famous football background, but because of his exceptional leadership and toughness on the battlefield. Pat Tillman's death in Afghanistan. After his deployment to Iraq, Pat Tillman was sent to Afghanistan in 2004 as part of the ongoing War on Terror. Tillman's unit was assigned to a mission in the eastern mountains of Afghanistan, near the Pakistani border, an area known for its difficult terrain and heavy Taliban insurgent presence. On April 22, 2004, while on a patrol in the rugged Afghanistan mountains, Pat Tillman was tragically killed. Initial reports indicated that he had been killed by enemy fire during a firefight, but the truth behind his death would later be clouded in controversy. It was later revealed that Pat Tillman's death was the result of friendly fire. In a tragic case of miscommunication and confusion on the battlefield, Tillman was shot by members of his own unit. His death, although accidental, sent shockwaves throughout the military and the nation. The incident was further complicated by the Army's initial decision to cover up the circumstances surrounding Tillman's death. It was only after a thorough investigation that the truth emerged. Tillman had been killed by friendly fire, but his death had been misrepresented in order to maintain morale and avoid the negative impact that the truth would have on public perception. The aftermath. A legacy of sacrifice. Pat Tillman's death sparked a national outcry, not just because of the circumstances surrounding it, but also because of the larger issues it raised about transparency and accountability in the military. His family was outraged by the way the Army handled the situation, and they felt betrayed by the efforts to conceal the truth. However, in the wake of the controversy, the Tillman family stood firm in their commitment to honoring Pat's memory and his ultimate sacrifice. Despite the tragic circumstances of his death, Pat Tillman's legacy has become a symbol of selflessness and dedication. He gave up a career in professional sports to serve his country during one of the most pivotal times in American history. His decision to enlist despite his fame and fortune continues to inspire many Americans. Tillman's legacy also served as a reminder of the importance of questioning the decisions made by military and political leaders, especially when lives are at stake. In 2004, Tillman was posthumously awarded the Silver Star for his actions in Afghanistan. His story has been immortalized in various books, documentaries, and films. Perhaps the most powerful tribute to his life was the ongoing dedication to his memory by his family, who have advocated for greater transparency and accountability in military operations. Pat Tillman's story continues to resonate with people around the world. He was a man who, at the height of his career, chose to make the ultimate sacrifice for his country. His story is one of selflessness, honor, and commitment to something greater than himself. Today, Pat Tillman is remembered not only as an athlete, but also as a true American hero who gave everything for his country.